Hey guys, well I've been getting some PMs wondering where I'm coming along with the ham thing, and really just kind of doing my studies. I haven't bought any books. Kind of waited till after the holidays, settled down and getting into my groove and whatnot. And I've been playing around with the radio, getting more familiar with it. I hook it up to the Duracell Power Pack, and just seeing how it works as a mobile self-contained unit. That works out pretty well for the power supply. I actually just hook up the jumper cables, direct the 12 volts in there, and bypass the whole inverter that's part of the unit, and just use the battery as a power source. Seems to work pretty good. Obviously I haven't transmitted, but you're able to listen quite a ways away. Very impressed with it so far. One thing I did was I practiced on doing the 259 connector on the end, and just working on my soldering. Did it on the very end just so when I get to the point when I route the antenna, sorry about that dog barking in the background, it's not our dogs. So when I get there to route the antenna, I can snip it and put it exactly where I want. This probably won't be going in right away. We're going to be doing some welding on there, so I don't want to add any electronics into it while I weld on the frame, and continue to do my dash. And we'll probably do it all in one fell swoop. When I pull the dash apart, we'll do an install of this unit, because I'm going to be building it behind the dash and having it so that I can route this out separately. That's about it. Today I really wanted to touch and get some of your advice on some of the ham radios. I've been doing a lot of research lately, and that's one reason where you haven't seen an install video or anything on this, is because I'm still doing research. This was out of my skill set. This is all new to me. Electronics is fairly familiar, and even that's part of the reason some of the sample questions were pretty easy for me on the ham test. But going on to the physics of ground planes and whatnot, and I'll tell you, I've got a Larson NMO connector on here, which is pretty nice. It's the 2 meter 70 centimeter. A little bit of coil on here, tuning coil. It's pretty flexible. It's a nice size. Talked to the nice folks out at I think it's Ham City, out of Portland, Oregon, and even over the phone, he was basically very friendly and able to help me out what I was doing. It's kind of hard to diagnose these things when you're just talking over the phone. That was the closest ham place I could find. I couldn't find anything locally. I've tried to contact some of the local hams and haven't heard back yet. I know they do meet for lunch every Wednesday, but wanted to kind of get a hold of them before I just showed up and tried to join them for lunch. But looking forward to meeting some local guys. So today's video, what I'm going to be asking you is, this connector is a very, very cool connector. The base here of the unit pulls off, and what you're able to do is you're able to route, and let me get my magnifying glass out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This connector is generally used for like rooftops and stuff. Is this little piece can come off, and it enables you to, I'm going to lose that O-ring here. Let me set this down so I don't lose it all. So I got it off there. What it enables you to do is you route the cable from the outside in, and then you can fit this flatter piece through the hole, and then have that nut that I just took off be on the outside and get squished. So you have this as a mounting surface. So think about the bottom piece here, this flat, narrower piece is able to get through the hole, and then this piece on the outside, you're able to snug up this connection with the O-ring, and that compression fits onto the sheet metal of a roof. And then you can leave that just as how it is. Come on and take the NMO connector and just spin it right on the roof. And then you're able to take it off and leave the connector on there. Very cool setup. I think it'll work really well. Here's my dilemma though. You know that I usually roll with a canopy, so I can't put anything back here. I also go through a lot of brush, so I don't really want it on the side. A lot of folks will mount it back here on the rear quarter panel and have it up here. Don't really want anything sticking out here, because there's a lot of times like around here where I'm just wandering around and I end up on some single track and I have trees and stuff coming on over. You can actually see on the paint here. We're starting to get some scratches and little paint's wearing off. I actually have some stuff on the window here. So my idea was to mount it right between the lights, and I have an L bracket that'll fit the NMO connector. Talking about ground planes, one issue I've got to mount it on the roof is, which I would love to do, but this is a fiberglass top, and I don't think that will really act as a ground plane enough. Now I've thought about mounting it in front of the window, in here on the windowsill. So looking for some advice, considering that I have a fiberglass top and the canopy is fiberglass, nothing up there unless I built some sort of a roof rack. You know, but if I take the canopy off or the top off in the summer, then I'm losing that ground plane that I just built, and I'd have to relocate the antenna anyway. So keep in mind that the top of the whole thing, the way that I use this truck is some parts of the year I don't have a canopy, sometimes of the year I don't have anything. So really looking for a more permanent basis, and obviously could come out here to the front and just be careful, maybe the driver's side when I get in a narrow bush. But a lot of times there's trees, branches hitting the window and squishing over, and that's just kind of my first concern. As you can see, it's been a little wet and muddy out here. So, and this bumper may not be permanent, but I wanted to find out what you guys think about using the front of that bumper and running it in the middle of the truck and using that. I don't know if the ground plane will be quite enough, but that's just what I'm researching, what I'm thinking. So I'm curious to see what you guys find out. Thanks.